Welcome to Movies We Love Recapped. Today we harken back to 1979 and visit a sci-fi horror classic, the original Alien. If you enjoy this recap, please hit the like button. It's free and it really helps the channel. Thanks. Here we go. The film opens sometime in the future, on a commercial space freighter named the Nostromo. The ship is en route back to Earth with a 7-member crew in suspended animation. Captain Dallas, Executive Officer Kane, Warrant Officer Ripley, Navigator Lambert, Science Officer Ash, and engineers Parker and Brett. Detecting an unusual transmission from a nearby moon, the ship's computer named Mother awakens the crew from their artificially induced hypersleep. Company policy requires any potential distress signal to be investigated. The ship separates from the refinery and sets course to the planet's surface. It descends towards the planet, but the landing is rough, causing damage to the shuttle. That will take some time for Parker and Brett to repair. In the meantime, Dallas, Kane, and Lambert investigate the terrain. They discover the signal originates from a huge, derelict alien ship and enter it from the side, losing contact with the Nostromo. Inside, they find hallways and walls, textured like bones. At the end of an elevated platform, they find the remains of an enormous alien creature sitting in a large chair, now fossilized. Back on the shuttle, Ripley deciphers parts of the transmission, determining it is a warning, not an SOS, but cannot relay the information to those on the derelict alien ship. Meanwhile, Kane is lowered into a hole by means of a winch. Kane discovers a chamber containing hundreds of large, egg-like objects. He illuminates the egg with a flashlight and discovers movement inside. A strange, spider-like organism is the resident. The egg has flaps on top, which open. As Kane moves in for a better look, the strange lifeform suddenly leaps out, attaching itself to Kane's helmet, melting his faceplate. Dallas and Lambert carry the unconscious Kane back to the shuttle. As the acting senior officer, Ripley refuses to let them aboard, citing quarantine regulations, but Ash overrides her decision and lets them enter. During examination, Ash attempts to cut off one of its legs with a scalpel, but a yellowish fluid pours out of the wound and begins to eat through the floor. The crew runs several floors down and find that the fluid's corrosive effect is neutralized after burning through several decks. The creature must be using it for blood.
It's got a wonderful defense mechanism. You don't dare kill it.
Later, Dallas and Ripley are called to the infirmary because something has happened to Kane. The creature has detached from Kane's face on its own and has disappeared. They search the area and find it when it suddenly drops from an overhead compartment right on Ripley. It appears to be dead. They cautiously examine the carcass. Ripley wants to get rid of it, fearing that it may become even more harmful when dead. Ash strongly disagrees. He wants to take it back to Earth for more tests. The ship is partially repaired, and after a successful takeoff, it docks with the refinery in orbit. The Nostromo then resumes its course for Earth. Kane awakens with some memory loss, but seems to be otherwise unharmed. During a final crew meal before returning to stasis, he suddenly begins choking and convulsing. The crew try to hold him down, and he violently jerks and screams. His stomach suddenly rises and explodes. A small alien creature emerges out of Kane's chest, killing him. It scampers off, escaping into the ship. The crew stare in shock and horror. After ejecting Kane's body out of an airlock, the crew attempts to locate the creature with tracking devices and capture it with nets. To prevent picking up the ship's cat, Jones, on the tracker, Brett tries to find the kitty, following it into a landing compartment. As Brett tries to coax Jones out, a huge shape drops down behind him. It has grown to enormous size. Brett turns around and is mesmerized while looking at the creature opening its mouth, revealing a second set of teeth. It takes Brett screaming and bloody up into an air shaft. After a heated discussion, the crew decides the creature must be in the air ducts. Dallas enters the air ducts with a flamethrower, intending to force the monster into an airlock to blow it out into space. He searches in the dark, but is disoriented. The creature appears to be moving quickly towards him, but he can't see it. He drops down, and suddenly it ambushes and quickly kills him. Lambert, realizing that the alien intends to kill the crew one by one, implores the others to abandon the ship and escape in its small shuttle. But Ripley, now in command, explains it will not support 4 people, and insists on continuing Dallas's plan of flushing out the alien. Accessing the ship's computer mother, Ripley discovers the company has secretly ordered Ash to return with the alien and to consider the crew expendable. She confronts Ash, but realizing something is wrong, tries to get away. Ash quickly catches up to her and easily tosses her against a wall. While she is barely conscious, Ash uses a rolled-up magazine in order to suffocate her. Suddenly, Parker and Lambert arrive, both trying to drag Ash away from Ripley. Parker quickly grabs a fire extinguisher and hits Ash with it in the back. He convulses violently, spewing a white liquid. Parker gives him another blow with the fire extinguisher, dislodging Ash's head, revealing he is an android. They reactivate Ash's head and learn that he was assigned to ensure the creature arrives on Earth. When questioned by the remaining crew, Ash states that the creature is unstoppable and taunts them about their chances of survival.
You have my sympathies.
Ripley cuts off his power, and Parker incinerates him. The remaining crew decides to self-destruct the Nostromo and escape in the shuttle. Parker and Lambert go to gather coolant for the shuttle's life support system. In the storage room, Parker and Lambert are so focused on the supplies that neither of them sees a large shadow that has appeared inside the room. The creature corners Lambert against a wall. Parker is unable to get a clear shot at it with the flamethrower without risking harm to Lambert. Finally, he charges at the creature. The alien spreads its outer jaws to reveal the piston-like inner teeth, and as Parker screams a warning, the creature's teeth penetrate his skull, killing him. Ripley, realizing she is now alone, initiates the self-destruct sequence, and the voice of Mother announces that the ship will detonate in 10 minutes. Ripley runs towards the shuttle with Jones in a carrier. She briefly rests against a wall when she hears the alien stirring around the corner. Terrified, she drops the cat container and carefully retraces her steps along the wall as the alien slowly comes into view. Ripley races back to the self-destruct mechanism and tries to override the procedure. However, she is too late, as the mechanism is already starting to activate. Ripley runs back to the shuttle loading area, ready to make her best attempt to fight off the alien and get into the lifeboat, but the alien is nowhere to be seen. She boards the shuttle with only 1 minute to abandon ship. Mother starts counting down the last 30 seconds. The shuttle's engines ignite and it races away, leaving the Nostromo in the distance. 3 massive explosions follow as the Nostromo's engines detonate, destroying the ship. As Ripley prepares for stasis, she discovers to her horror that the alien is aboard the escape shuttle. Having wedged itself into a narrow space, it appears to be preparing to hibernate for the long voyage. She stealthily dons a spacesuit. It approaches Ripley, but before it can attack, she opens an airlock door, almost blasting it into space. However, it hangs on by gripping the door frame. Ripley shoots it with a grappling hook, but the gun catches as the airlock door closes, tethering the alien to the shuttle. It pulls itself into an engine exhaust, but Ripley fires the engines, blasting it away deep into space. After recording the final log entry, she places Jones and herself into stasis for the trip back to Earth. The film ends here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more exciting recaps. See you next time.